Is there a solution to the problem of Jammu and Kashmir within the constitutional framework, within the constitution? Many people think there is no solution, so they think that Kashmiris want to secede and India cannot grant secession. India cannot cannot give independence to Kashmir, nor it can let Kashmir be a part of Pakistan. So they think Jammu and Kashmir and India just can't get along peacefully. There is no way out. But that thinking is not true. There is a solution, and an extremely simple and elegant solution. That solution is offered by Pakistani General and President Musharraf. This is called a Musharraf formula. Okay. The solution is shockingly simple. It is like this. India wants this Jammu and Kashmir, and also, okay, what is there in Pakistan? Both. So India wants both. At least that is the official position. And Pakistan also wants both. So India wants both and Pakistan wants both. So if one has it, the other doesn't have. Because after all, there is only one territory. So if one has it, the other doesn't have. So how can there be a solution unless somebody is willing to give the territory, and nobody is willing to give? It is here Musharraf came with an ingenious proposal. That is, why should India have and not Pakistan, and Pakistan have and not India? Let both of them have. Let both of them have. Very simple. Of course, we may wonder how can both? What he is asking is that this territory can be managed jointly, joint management, where the border between India and Pakistan, which is called LOC, line of control, becomes irrelevant. So create a joint administrative structures from that side, from this side, and give security guarantees. Security guarantee. Of India and Pakistan. Security guarantee. Joint administration. Okay. So security guarantees with joint administration. Okay. But that is not enough. The innovation is Jammu and Kashmir is not one region. Why should people of Jammu be a part of any Pakistan administration when most of them are Hindus? Why should Ladakh people want? So Musharraf formula proposes that under this arrangement, not entire Jammu and Kashmir, only a part of Jammu and Kashmir. Part of Jammu and Kashmir from India side, part of Jammu and Kashmir, part of Pak administration, administered Kashmir from Pakistan side. So maybe Azad Kashmir from Pakistan side and Kashmir Valley from India side. And before the joint administration, there will be demilitarization, and go for self-governance. So demilitarize, self-govern, and joint administration. These are called 4-point formula of Musharraf. Demilitarization and self-government is what Kashmiris want. Let us look closely. This is the Musharraf formula. Point number 1, define what is Kashmir. Kashmir is not everything. So India will bring only a part of Jammu and Kashmir and Pakistan will bring part of Jammu and Kashmir. So nations will decide what constitutes Kashmir. Okay. So in a map like this, India will bring Kashmir and Pakistan can bring Azad Kashmir. Okay. So only this much. And Jammu not under common administration. Ladakh not under common administration. Because after all, the issue is about Kashmir Valley. So Musharraf formula is taking into consideration the diversity of the people, diversity of the region. So he is targeting the area which is the source of the problem, and not more and not less. Okay. And there is no exchange of territory. Pakistan is not giving its part to India, and nor India is giving its part to Pakistan. It is just like pooling. This, and this. So under this joint administration will start with LOC being irrelevant, but later it may emerge as a full-fledged state with security guarantees from India and Pakistan. So what it means is that there is no status quo change in northern areas, Ladakh, Aksai Chin, Jammu. So only in a small part comes under joint administration, and how will this small part be viable as a state from security point of view? There is no security independence to that. This is on the basis of security guarantees from India and Pakistan. Okay. So what is Kashmir? Joint management. And these proposals involve demilitarize Kashmir and self-governance in Kashmir. So demilitarization is what Kashmiris want. Self-governance is what Kashmiris want. So 2 and 3 is what Kashmiris want, demilitarization and self-governance. But what prevents? But why can't India give these two under the present conditions? If India demilitarizes, India fears that terrorists from Pakistan can have a field day with support from Pakistan army. But with Musharraf formula under implementation, so India need not worry about the consequences of demilitarization. Okay. And self-governance also. Why can't India give self-governance? Because if you give self-governance, there can, and if the elections are free and fair, and some parties can come to power which don't agree with India's story. So India is worried about self-governance, India is worried about demilitarization, but India need not worry about them if those two are being offered as a part of package. Okay. So Kashmiri people will be happy because of demilitarization and self-governance. Pakistan is happy that forward movement is there on this issue, and India is happy because Kashmiris are happy, and Pakistan is now committing to not to cause any problem. Okay. So there is no exchange of territories. That is why this is called a non-territorial solution to territorial problem. Okay. Pakistan is not completely giving up. India is not completely giving up. India is not giving territory, and people are happy. Okay. But what is the support of the governments and the people for the solution? And amazing thing is that India and Pakistan came close to solving Jammu and Kashmir problem in 2001 during Agra Summit. And then Manmohan Singh tried, Congress government, and then Kashmir parties are for it. So it is not one unusual solution given by one academic, and political parties did not give thought to it. They tried, and they found it acceptable. It is simply that we didn't move enough towards the solution, though it was reasonable to players involved. So this was the Agra Summit in 2001. Former Pakistan Foreign Minister Khurshid Mohammad Kasuri said in his book, Neither a Hawk Nor a Dove, solution to Kashmir was in the grasp of both the governments. Okay. So 2001 Agra Summit could have been a major turning point. But in the last minute, it failed because of a particular draft was not agreed on by LK Advani. So many blame LK Advani for the failure of Agra Summit. But what matters is not who is responsible, but it is that there was a solution, and they tried and went close to solving it. Manmohan Singh. General Musharraf and I had nearly reached an agreement, a non-territorial solution to all problems, but the general got into many difficulties with the Chief Justice and other forces, and the whole process came to a halt, he said in 2009. Okay. So Congress also pursued the same solution. Okay, this is about two main parties. How did Kashmiri parties feel about this? They welcomed it. Mirwais Umar Farooq. He said the Hurriyat conference will soon strengthen its public contact program to make people aware of the 4-point program of President Musharraf. Okay, acceptable. Next, an autonomous region with the other side being a party to it could address the issue in such a way that India can sort of live with that, and Pakistan can also live with too, and Kashmiris can also get something they have been aspiring for. So to Pakistan it can be acceptable, to India it can be acceptable, and this is what Kashmiris want. So do you see, it is not that Kashmiris want to be a part of Pakistan. They want self-governance and demilitarization. And if that can be achieved, that's their first preference. Not separate nation. And next this, a PDP party, self-rule framework for resolution, passed by PDP. The centerpiece of governance structure under self-rule is the cross-border institution of Regional Council of Greater Jammu and Kashmir. The members will be from J&K as well as Pakistan administered Kashmir. So a Greater Jammu and Kashmir will be created. So PDP supported, Hurriyat Conference supported, Congress worked, BJP worked. Okay. So there is a solution and we can move towards the solution. But why didn't we move? I think Indian leaders should understand the importance and the urgency of solving it. And they should also understand the consequences of not solving the problem. Also understand that left to itself, things are not going to be fine. We can see what Jayaprakash Narayan said in this context. He said, to think we will eventually wear down the people and force them to accept, at least passively, the union is to delude ourselves. That they will be tired and they will accept is to delude ourselves. That might conceivably have happened had Kashmir not been geographically located where it is. in its present location and with seething discontent among the people, it would never be left in peace by Pakistan. He was writing in 1960s, much before terrorism started and things became far worse. So you are saying peace won't be possible. And he also said that if Kashmiri problem is not solved, it would affect India. That's an important point. There is also a real danger that the continued reliance on force in Kashmir may erode democracy in other parts of India, create and feed communal conflict, and become a running and festering sore in the body politic and economic of the country. You know, Kashmir diverted a lot of India's energy, lot of focus. I mean, lot of foreign policy making is influenced by Kashmir factor. So, Jayaprakash Narayan is right. And here he says, why politicians are not solving? It is because of populism. He wants different leadership to solve this problem. Look at this, what leaders should do. The leaders of this country are not doing justice to the people. It is the job of the leaders to lead. But most of them are too timid and weak to speak out the truth, to advocate unpopular policies, and if the need arose, to face the wrath of the people. So he thinks politicians should have conviction and act on their conviction. But unfortunately, you know, politicians are far from this. They are in fact worsening the problem rather than going for solutions, though unpopular. He says, for my part, I have faith in our people. If they are given all the facts, they can take the right decision. Yes, if they are given all the facts, but then who is giving all the facts? A lot of information is manipulated. Most people don't know that a simple solution is possible. Okay. So in this context, there is one man in India who has written so much about this Kashmir issue. This A.G. Noorani. He wrote extensively on Pakistan, Kashmir, Indo-Pak relations, and his articles are compiled and published in these two books, Kashmir Dispute Volume 1, Kashmir Dispute Volume 2. So it is scholarly work. He explained legality, politics, history, but he is rarely read. But if people should know the truth, they should know what Noorani has been trying to say all these years. Okay. So there is a solution, and it is very much within the constitution and very much within the reach. So now now one can ask, is the solution possible now? after removal of autonomy. Okay. So, for example, can this be tried now after removal of autonomy? I think it's perfectly possible. Just with one minor change to the present one. For example, this is the present map. This government created 2 union territories out of Jammu and Kashmir. Union Territory 2 Ladakh, Union Territory 1 that includes Kashmir and Jammu. So what needs to be done is create a third Union Territory out of Kashmir. Okay, and make this third Union Territory Kashmir as a part of greater Jammu and Kashmir, as a part of Kashmir, this side, and then apply Musharraf formula. So it is on this basis talks can be held. So which means Musharraf formula is applicable even now. But remember, demilitarization and self-governance are needed, and talks with Pakistan and common structures. Okay. So this formula, I found it is so simple, elegant, and I felt, it is like Musharraf formula is like as elegant as John Rawls' theory of justice. Simple, brief, and elegant, and solves the concerns of India and Pakistan and Kashmiris. Okay. What seemed irreconcilable seems possible, a non-territorial solution to territorial problem. Very interesting. Thank you.